So today, we're going to tear down a fintech powerhouse that you might not have heard of, but you absolutely should. We're getting into the anatomy of MoMo, a super app that has totally transformed the financial world in Vietnam. And to really get a sense of just how big we're talking, let's just start with this one number, $2 billion. That's the valuation the company smashed back in 2021, instantly making it a legit fintech unicorn. It's a massive number that tells you right away we're dealing with a very, very serious player. And this is the logo behind that number. For literally tens of millions of people in Vietnam, this brand, this simple logo, is digital finance. But how in the world did it get there? Well, Momo's story is anything but an overnight success. It was a really smart, strategic evolution. It's the story of how they went from being a simple little payment service to a massive, powerful platform. When you look at their journey, you can see these really clear strategic phases. Way back in 2007, it was all about simple mobile top-ups. But then, as smartphones started to explode, Momo made this absolutely crucial pivot from basic SMS to a real feature-rich app. The next few years, that was all about building trust and scale, hooking up with banks, and really importantly, locking down their security. And all of that hard work laid the foundation for what they are today, a beast of an AI-powered super app that handles everything from loans to investments. Okay, that whole evolution is impressive for sure. But it brings us to the big question, right? How does a company that does so much actually make money? Let's pop the hood on their business model. First, we have to get our heads around this key idea. Momo isn't just another payment app. No way. It's a super app. And what does that mean? Well, think of it like a digital Swiss Army knife. It bundles dozens of different services, paying your bills, buying movie tickets, getting a loan, all into one single, seamless place. This concept is the bedrock of their entire strategy. So here's how the money flows. They've got multiple streams of income, which is super smart. It starts with the basics, right? They charge merchants a tiny fee for every transaction. But then it gets way more interesting. They take commissions from partners, like movie theaters or airlines, who sell their services inside the Momo app. Then they earn referral fees for connecting you, the user, to banks for things like loans and insurance. And the final layer? They use all of that incredibly valuable data to run a pretty sophisticated digital marketing business. But look, a great business model is one thing. What really, truly sets Momo apart and makes it a fintech giant is the unbelievable technology humming away behind the scenes. We're talking about a massive, deep investment in artificial intelligence. Just to give you a sense of the scale here, get a load of this quote from the company itself. They process hundreds of AI models per second. Let that sink in. That's not a typo. That is a mind-boggling number that hints at the immense computational power firing off behind every single tap you make in the app. And this is the engine that makes it all happen. Now, without getting too deep in the weeds, what you're looking at is a super modern cloud-native tech stack. They're using a hybrid mix of clouds like Google and Amazon, plus really sophisticated tools like Kubernetes to manage everything. Frankly, this is the kind of heavy-duty infrastructure you need if you're going to run a financial platform for an entire country. So what are all those hundreds of AI models actually doing? Well, they're basically the brains of the whole operation. The AI is what assesses credit risk for people who might have never even had a bank account. It's what detects and shuts down fraud in real time, protecting everybody. It's what personalizes the app for every single user, so what you see is different from what I see. And it even automates customer service. The AI is the secret sauce that makes the whole thing feel so seamless and so secure. All right, so we've seen how it started. We've seen how it works under the hood. Now let's talk about the real-world impact. Why does this one app matter so much? It really all starts with the users. We're talking over 30 million of them. Just to put that into perspective for you, that's about a third of the entire population of Vietnam. A third of the country relying on this one app for their day-to-day financial needs. And it's not just individuals either. The platform is the digital backbone for more than 500,000 small and medium-sized businesses. These are the local coffee shops, the street vendors, the entrepreneurs, who now use Momo to get paid and reach millions of new customers. Which brings us to this absolutely staggering figure. Momo controls over 60% of the entire mobile payment market in Vietnam. That's not just being a market leader, that is pure dominance. And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? When you look at the market, it's Momo, and then it's everybody else fighting over the scraps. This visual makes their incredible grip on the market crystal clear. So the reason for all this success? It comes down to a really powerful, really clear value proposition. For regular people, it's the ultimate convenience. One app that does everything. And for merchants, it's a golden ticket to millions of customers and an easy on-ramp to digitizing their business. It's a true win-win.
When you zoom out, you realize MoMo has become something much more than just a company. It's a genuine tool for financial inclusion, bringing modern banking to millions of people for the first time. It's so deeply woven into the fabric of the country that you can use it to pay for public services. At this point, it's not just an app. It's become a piece of critical national infrastructure.
Momo's story is just an amazing case study of how fintech can totally reshape an entire economy. And it leaves us with this really fascinating question to chew on. As we see these trends popping up all over the world, is this all-in-one super app model the inevitable future of finance for all of us?